Welcome back to the weekly cosmic forecast. This is the week of November 18th through November 24th, and I am Kara Hart. I'm a numerologist and I'm an astrologer, and I'm sitting right next to my best friend. Her name is
Sophie Wan, astrologer and celestial guide.
She is a guiding light for all of us. And
You're Asian Sherpa.
She is my Asian Sherpa. I have a couple though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm the main one, obviously.
Yeah, you're my HBIC. So before I dive into the numerology of the week, I want to remind y'all to hit subscribe.
That's right.
Because we love showing up every Monday for y'all. We love that you're here. We like interacting. We like it all. And we want to keep doing it. And we want you along for the journey.
Be our cosmic best friend.
Yeah. Be our cosmic bestie. We discussed in a previous cosmic forecast that Sophie and I are going to die like they do in the Notebook, holding hands, old ladies in a bed.
I never agreed to this, by the way.
She agreed to it off camera. And we're going to do that. And you want to be there for that. You know, you want to be here for the next 50 years.
Holding our energetic hand.
Oh my God, wait, we'll probably be alive for longer than 50 years.
Huh?
Okay, anyways. We're talking numerology, okay? Enough of the bullshit. All right, so we're in a numerological 11-2.
Ooh.
I know, I was waiting for that reaction.
Oh
okay, so for those of you who might not know, 11 is considered a master number. So in numerology, we have single digits 1 through 9, and then we have 3 master numbers, 11, 22, and 33. So 11 is the number of the psychic, and this is a very powerful number. It is a time of heightened spirituality, heightened intuition. This is a time where you might have a mystical experience. You might have some sort of psychic download, psychic experience you can't explain, might have a weird dream that suddenly comes true, a lot of deja vu moments. Anything like that tends to happen in the energy of an 11. So it is this intense cosmic energy, right? Where the 7 is this grounded, earthly spirituality. 11 is this cosmic intensity, like, you know, connecting with aliens and far out things. And yeah, I mean, Sophie over here.
What about me? Because I'm a 3. Why are you pointing to me?
Yeah, I'm not even going to go there. I was going to talk about your love of aliens.
That you made us.
That's not true. She was reading this smut alien book.
Oh,
remember?
my God. How dare you? Dare you out me? That was a secret.
Okay. Anyways, so that's how the vibe of the 11 is. But 11 actually adds up to 2. So the 11 is kind of like a 2 on steroids. And the 2 is all about partnership, collaboration, balance, harmony, empathy. It's known for being like the sensitive in numerology. So this is definitely a number where you're going to be more in touch with your emotions, which again is only going to be heightened by the 11. And if I could compare it to an astrological sign, I would say it's big Libra energy. Okay, so this week is going to be all about finding balance, finding harmony. Like, are you overworking? Are you maybe fucking around too much? Like, you got to bring it all into balance right now. It could even be like, maybe you're not resting enough. Maybe you're resting too much. Whatever it is, there's something that's a little bit off balance that you need to bring back into balance. It's also a really, really good time for collaborations of all kinds. So this could be a time where you collaborate on a creative project, or you start something new with somebody, like business, or it could be a really good time to meet someone romantically. So the most favored times in numerology for you to meet someone are in the 2 and the 6. So it's a really good time to, if you're single, go on a date. If you're taken, then, you know, still go on a date, deepen that relationship. But it is good for meeting new people. So if you want to meet someone new, I think a really good practice you could do this week is to think like, okay, who are the partners that I want to call in and why? So for example, if you're like, I've always wanted to start a weekly cosmic forecast. Who could do this with me? I don't know anyone. And then you can make a little list like, I want a cute Korean girl who is from Texas and is a life path 3 and
with amazing hair.
With amazing hair.
Thank you.
I need that person to show up in my life so I can do this.
Where is she?
Write that down. Or if you're like, I want a boyfriend, where is he? You could be like, he's 6'5", finance,
Chris Hemsworth.
blue eyes. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Are we keeping that in? Are we keeping that in? The fuck, marry, kill?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Well, we were playing that game just before in case we didn't keep that in, giving you some reference. So again, now is a really good time to just get really clear on your collaborations, your partnerships. You know, last week was about the self. Last week was about you doing you. And this week is like, okay, cool. I know who I am, but who am I in relationship to others? So now is the time for you to really get clear on who you are in partnership. How do you show up in partnerships? How do you show up for others? Does it feel good? Does it feel aligned? What needs to shift? What needs to change? And again, don't push for anything too hard this week. Don't be forceful, because whenever you're in the energy of a 2, it wants to bring you back into balance. So let's say you're like working way too hard this week and your body's like really like, yo, I need a rest, please. Yeah. I'm tired. And you're not listening, you'll probably get sick. Because again, there's like this push-pull energy that's trying to make you balance out. And the last thing I'll say about the 2 is that the 2 is a more slow and steady energy. The 1 is really fast, really quick. So last week probably just flew by. This energy is more slow, steady, catch your breath, take a deep breath.
Even with the 11?
Even with the 11, I would say that, you know, the 11, I think what it's really adding to this is more of that psychic, spiritual feeling. And a little more intensity when it comes to challenges that you might face. Yeah. But I wouldn't say that the 11 is fast.
I was just looking at my notes when you were talking about the 2, the 11 energy, because we have a lot of aspects with the North Node. And anytime we have nodal activity, it's like extra cosmic destiny, fate, psychic, spiritual. It's like, it's, you know, elements of like, oh, just fate and destiny are being met, you know? And so that's why I was like, oh, I love that aligns so nicely with the 11. And we have 2 specific dates that I want to call out. On Monday, November 18th, you've got Mars trine the North Node. Okay. And Mars is, you know, represents action, energy, passion, sex, and
have sex that day.
Good sex. Because it's trine Rahu.
Obviously, it's going to be good.
Whoa, you looked offended when I said that.
Oh, hey!
You looked offended.
I am offended.
And so, you know, you've got this aspect happening starting us off on Monday. And it's, like I said, it's trine the North Node, which is all about fate, destiny, karmic challenges, but in a positive aspect. And so it's interesting to kind of see how this goes aligned with this psychic-y energy of the 11. And then obviously the 2 with the partnership and all of that. So that's happening on Monday. And then I'm just reading through because we actually have a lot of aspects and we'll list them all out. But I just want to hit on the like major ones that have to do the most with this 11 too. And at the end of the week, Sunday, you've got the Sun trine the North Node. The Sun is your ego, your identity, the masculine part of who you are. And it is in a really positive aspect with the North Node, which represents the karmic challenge of what you're working towards. This is like the destiny you're working towards. And so this week is definitely heavily loaded with fate, destiny. And I would really pay attention to who comes into your life this week. And I think that is like divinely orchestrated, especially with the 11. And it's a very heavy emphasis on people and relationships. So, and specifically ask yourself the questions of like, what do the people around me and people that are coming in that are divinely orchestrated, what does it really say about me? And like, what is that really prompting me to do? And number 2, what kind of actions do I need to take around, you know, that are instigated by these people around me or new incoming people? And I think these are kind of the 2 questions I want to really leave everyone with in this energy. Because a lot of times you're like, oh, well, spiritual breakthrough is like, okay, like, what does that really mean? And if you're somebody who you have nothing going on in your life, which funny enough, that happens where I'll get like comments like, nothing's going on. And I'm like, well, maybe you're not fucking around enough. But ask yourself these questions. There are people around you prompting you in your life, and that needs to be taken deeper. And so everyone's around you is always a message. So that's what I would have to say about this aspect.
Everyone around you is a mirror. What I want to say.
The most sobering kind too.
What I want to say though.
Because you're like, that person sucks. It's like, well, you suck actually.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Literally, it's the most sobering thing. If you're like, that person really sucks, I was like, then why are you best friends? Because maybe you suck. Yeah. People hate hearing that from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember like my ex, I was like, he's so amazing, but his friends, they're really immature. They just kind of suck.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you attract what you are.
Yeah.
Right. But one thing I actually wanted to say that are not on your astrology notes, and I think is worth noting, is that November 19th, Pluto re-enters Aquarius. I think that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but that's kind of where, because I feel like it's such a big outer planet that I think it's more like, I thought Pluto return was a really big deal.
Yeah. Well, it is returning for the next like 2 years for the US.
Yeah, and I think that that's like such an interesting time, especially with the elections and all that stuff. But I guess I don't really think it's that big of a deal because there's so many different astrological systems that where Pluto maybe not be entering into Aquarius. So that's why I'm like, whatever. But that's just my personal take.
I only think it's a big deal because Pluto's going to be in Aquarius for a really long time because it moves so slow. And I feel like Pluto being in Aquarius is really this energy of revolution and this energy of innovation and change and people finally coming together in community, where Pluto has been in Capricorn for a long time and it was retrograding in Capricorn for a bit. And that's just such like, to me, Pluto and Capricorn is like old world systems and like very patriarchy. And now I think that Pluto coming into Aquarius is like, again, like more about like bringing the people together, community, and again, like I said, like revolution. So I'm sure everyone's talking about it right now. I just thought something to bring up. So let us know if you guys are feeling that, if you're feeling any of these. As always, we love to hear from you. And we'll see you next week. If you're resonating with what we have to say in our content and you love numerology and you love astrology and you're like, but I want to go deeper, we have you. We got some offerings in the description box. I have a numerology course and some reports and planners and a book. And Sophie's got a Vedic astrology course and Vedic reports. All the links are in the description box. You can find them on our websites. And we'll see you next week.